We reached the island of Crete just before noon on the 7th day. The sun threw off great sheets of light from the water, turning the sail incandescent. Around us, ships crowded the bay. Mycenaean barges, Phoenician traders, Egyptian galleys, Hittites and Ethiopians and Hesperians. All the merchants who passed through these waters wanted the rich city of Knossos as their customer, and Minos knew it. He welcomed them with wide, safe moorings and agents to collect for the privilege of using them. The inns and brothels belonged to Minos also, and the gold and jewels flowed like a great river to his hands. The captain aimed us squarely at the first mooring, kept open for royal ships. The noise and motion of the docks clattered around me. Men running, shouting, heaving boxes onto decks. Polydamas spoke a word to the harbour master, then turned to us. "You are to come at once, you and the craftsmen both." Daedalus gestured that I should go first. We followed Polydamas up the docks. Before us, the huge limestone stairs wavered in the heat. Men streamed past us, servants and nobles alike, their shoulders sun-darkened and bare. Above, the palace of mighty Knossos glowed on its hill like a hive. We climbed. I heard Daedalus's breaths behind me and Polydamas's in front. The steps were worn smooth from years of endless hurrying feet. At last we reached the top and crossed the threshold into the palace. The blinding light vanished. Cool darkness flowed over my skin. Daedalus and Polydamas hesitated, blinking. My eyes were not mortal and needed no time to adjust. I saw at once the beauty of that place, even greater than the last time I had come. The palace was like a hive indeed, each hall leading to an ornate chamber and each chamber to another hall. Windows were cut in the walls to let in thick squares of golden sun. Intricate murals unrolled themselves on every side, dolphins and laughing women, boys gathering flowers, and deep-chested bulls tossing their horns. Outside in tiled pavilions, silver fountains ran, and servants hurried among columns reddened with hematite. Over every doorway hung a labrys, the double axe of Minos. I remembered that he had given Pasiphae a necklace with a labrys pendant at their wedding. She had held it as if it were a worm, and when the ceremony came, her neck bore only her own onyx and amber. Polydamas guided us through the twisting passages towards the queen's quarters. There it was more lavish still, the paintings rich with ochre and blue copper, but the windows had been covered over. Instead, there were golden torches and leaping braziers. Cunningly recessed skylights let in light, but no glimpse of sky. Daedalus's work, I supposed. Pasiphae had never liked our father's prying gaze. Polydamas stopped before a door scrolled with flowers and waves. "The queen is within," he said, and knocked. We stood in the still and shadowed air. I could hear nothing beyond that heavy wood, but I became aware of Daedalus's ragged breath beside me. His voice was low. "Lady," he said, "I have offended you, and I am sorry. But I am sorrier still for what you will find inside. I wish—" The door opened. A handmaid stood breathless before us, her hair pinned in the Cretan style at the top of her head. "The queen is in her labours," she began, but my sister's voice cut across her. "Is it them?" At the room's centre, Pasiphae lay on a purple couch. Her skin gleamed with sweat, and her belly was shockingly distended, swollen out like a tumour from her slender frame. I had forgotten how vivid she was, how beautiful. Even in her pain she commanded the room, drawing all the light to herself, leeching the world around her pale as mushrooms. She had always been the most like our father. I stepped through the door. 12 dead, I said. 12 men for a joke, and your vanity. She smirked, rising up to meet me. It seemed only fair to let Scylla have her chance at you, don't you think? Let me guess. You tried to change her back. She laughed at what she saw in my face. Oh, I knew you would. You made a monster, and all you can think of is how sorry you are. Alas, poor mortals, I have put them in danger. She was as quicksilver cruel as ever. It was a relief of sorts. It was you who put them in danger, I said. But you are the one who failed to save them.